Hello, people. It is us two bros game night. I'm your host, Younger Bro,
I'm your other host, Older Bro.
and we're here reviewing whatever's on the screen.
It's not a review, it's a hot take.
Nah, I'm pretty sure it's
It's not a review. We don't review the movie. We just give our opinions on, our first reaction opinions on
First
it.
reactions.
Yeah, we just don't want to call it first reaction because everyone calls it that.
So, with this movie, Older Bro did not remember the book.
Yeah. Let's give some context for this movie. So we went to see the Sonic movie last week, and he saw a poster for it and was like, I didn't know there was going to be a movie of this. We have to watch this now.
Yep.
And yeah, I have no memory of this book other than that I remember reading it.
It was a book I had to reread every time I had to retake my Read 180 class in my middle school.
Yeah.
So, I remembered everything from the book. Every little detail I remembered from the book. It was a really good book. In fact, it was the only good book in that Read 180 class. It was that and some kind of book that was based on a real-life event where some woman could survive freezing temperatures in water. Like she was an Olympic swimmer or something like that.
What the hell are you talking about?
Some kind of... She literally swam in like the Arctic for about more than a minute.
What?
Yeah, like...
Weird as fuck.
That
should not be possible.
Yeah, her first attempt, she got frostbite in every possible
She should.
way. And the second attempt, she was fine.
That's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
I don't care that it was based on a true story. That's bullshit.
But it's
Anyways, let's get back to I know that
Let's get back to this book.
I know I have that book somewhere on my shelf, but I can't find it right now. Anyways, so, yeah, we went in. I had no knowledge. He had knowledge of the book.
I had all the knowledge of the book.
Yeah, so that's our entire knowledge of this. We've seen nothing about this movie. I don't know if anyone else has reviewed this movie.
Yeah. I loved that they cast Harrison Ford as the old prospector.
Yeah.
In the book, he was a legitimate prospector.
Yeah.
But in the movie, they changed that.
Yeah.
Because obviously, gold don't matter.
Yeah.
It really
well,
doesn't.
yes, but, like...
But
honestly,
I like how they made him more heartfelt.
Yeah, because the whole point of the movie was they were trying to tie in this idea of going, like, finding where you belong, and just being a gold prospector and finding where the gold is doesn't really work well with that message.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I think that was a good change. Just like...
Also, at first, I hated that Buck was animated.
What?
Buck, the dog.
Yes, I know what you mean by...
At first,
What?
I hated the animation. I'm like, why'd you make him an animated dog? Why did you make him an animated dog?
I couldn't even tell. Like, I'll be honest, I could not tell that it was not a real dog.
You could see the animation
Yeah, no.
on it. But as the movie went on, I'm like, oh, it's just that's how the art style is. It kind of reminisces.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of reflects the book.
Exactly. The book is supposed to take place in real life, and, like, it's supposed to be...
It kind of had, like, a cartoonish look, so I'm like, oh, they're just trying to...
Yeah.
Okay. Plus, the book had kind of, like, cartoonish, like, things you could see in, like, a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
Buck thinking that he was
kind
stolen.
Yeah.
Buck that he spoiled. He opens doors. Stuff like that. I'm like, okay,
it's
that's
not
hard
something
for
you
a
easily,
trained dog to do.
Yeah.
So I'm
Plus-
like, okay, I get why it's animated.
Plus, they have to like, anytime they use actual live dogs, they have to animate out their tails anyways. Because every single tail on a dog in any movie is fake. Always.
Huh.
Because the dogs will always be wagging their tails. And they can't do that. Especially in scenes where, the dogs are attacking each other. They can't quite have the dogs like, oh, we're so happy killing each other. So yeah. So yeah, I didn't notice the animation at all. It's very well done.
The anime, I thought it could be better animation, but I'm like, but it's supposed to be like a cartoonish kind of feel.
Yeah,
animation.
it wasn't quite like Disney's Balto though. It's like more realistic than that, and it fits with this movie.
It fit with the movie.
Yeah.
It looked like the people were actually touching the thing.
Yeah, like
so
everything looked like there were real animals on set.
So at first I hated that, but when it went on, I'm like, okay, it's not terrible, and I get why they did it.
Yeah.
Now, did it follow the book at all? Yes, they followed everything of the book except for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think they switched around when he. Okay, so not the first master, the second master he had, the black guy, the African.
Yeah. So they go. He gets taken. Then he gets given to the guy in the slide.
Yeah, the male guy.
Yeah.
That wasn't supposed to happen first. That was supposed to happen second. It was supposed to happen after Buck was been whipped, been mistreated by that one guy that the prospector saved.
I could see that. I could see that. Honestly, I could see them doing it either way.
But honestly, I like it the other way, where he was happy at first, sad, then happy again.
Yeah, they're kind of doing like an emotional roller coaster. Yeah. So they're like, they're just.
So I'm like,
plus,
okay, it still follows the book though.
Yeah.
But just reversed.
Yeah. Well, it also helps that it helped introduce why the guy, like how the old man was connected to the crazy prospector, anyways.
Yeah.
So.
I also want to talk about Spitz. Spitz, I actually like this version of Spitz because it makes more sense. Mm-hmm. He's a husky in Alaska.
Yeah, somebody who'd actually be reasonably a sled dog.
Yeah. But in the book, he was a Rottweiler.
Yeah, Rottweiler. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, it makes so much more sense that he's a husky. But in the book, it makes sense that he's a Rottweiler too, because in the book, again, it was the whipping guy first.
Yeah.
He had the Rottweiler. And, they stole dogs from different places, so it makes sense why Spitz was there.
Yeah. Well, and I think they also wanted to tie in the concept of going back to the wild. So they didn't want to choose a Rottweiler because that's not really a wild dog. That just kind of looks like...
No. But it is a mean dog.
It's a mean dog, but it looks more like Buck, where they're trying to go for a more wolf design. Yeah. So they went with the husky, which is normally in that area anyways, so it makes sense.
So I like this version of Spitz so much better. Makes more sense.
Yeah.
But Spitz in the movie is not as strong as the Spitz in the book.
I can understand
Spitz in the book is so much stronger, and the struggle with the fight was so much longer. Not only that, Buck kills Spitz in the book.
Yeah, I think the idea... and again, part of this is almost certainly for pacing purposes. Yeah. They didn't want that section to take so long and out-lengthen everything else. So they're like, we have to trim it down, which meant that he had to defeat him sooner. And they also don't want to portray Buck as killing other dogs. They want to make him...
No, they want to make him a leader.
Yeah.
So I kind of like this version where he doesn't kill Spitz, and Spitz's pride is kind of like gone. He's been defeated.
Yeah,
so he
because
away.
Because they minimize the struggle. The entire thing is just like, I'm in charge. Fuck you. And then just like, I'm gonna take you. Yeah, takes him down. One foot on him. Just like, no, don't get back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we didn't mention at the start of the video spoilers.
Oh, fuck it. They know it's spoilers.
They know
it's spoilers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah.
Spitz didn't die. I actually like the movie where he doesn't die, because I'm like, dog killing another dog.
I expected him to come back at some point.
Because they were, in the book, it was more graphic how he died.
Oh, yeah. And they want this to be all ages, so they don't want it to be that graphic.
Yeah. Because this is a dog movie, so they're
they didn't even show Spitz, bleeding or anything from getting bit, 6 times. It's like, none of that. So,
Or Buck.
Yeah,
Buck makes sense. Well, because he has fur. But
it doesn't matter. If he's being bitten on his neck many times, he will bleed.
He'll bleed.
He didn't bleed. Spitz didn't bleed. So it's like they're not showing any of that.
They didn't want to try to show it, but I'm sure he was bleeding. They did show him limping a little bit. You can still see that he's hurt. So they did that really well. The story was great. They followed the book pretty well. There are points that they did just add in, like Buck saving a wolf. That was added in.
Yeah. Well, and again, I think that works well. It ties back into the fact that he saved the woman, and it also gives the wolf a reason to give more of a shit about him. If he's willing to save her pack, then she's willing to pay more attention to him. So that works.
The other thing they added in was, yes, Buck sees a wolf. Mm-hmm. That's his call of the wolf.
Yeah, they show off the...
the avalanche, the guy being a mail carrier. All of that was added in.
I was pretty certain the mail carrier bit was in the book, but...
No. Again, he was just a sled rider in the book. He was a mail carrier.
No, that probably made more sense. Well, because here's the problem. Here's the two things people think about when they're thinking of sled riders in Alaska. They're either thinking serum delivery guy from Balto or mail carrier.
Yeah.
So they probably
So
are just like,
made
they're
him
just like,
mail
why the
carrier.
fuck is he here? What is his point in existing?
I think
Mail carrier.
Yeah, I think in the book he just enjoyed sled riding.
Yeah, I think they wanted to have him.
Yeah.
They again wanted to have him have an important role in the story. Like he shouldn't just be there because he's there.
Saving the girl was added in. I think the girl herself was just added in.
Maybe.
But I liked her character. I did.
Yeah.
She was an interesting
She
character.
definitely makes sense as a character of just like her entire job is I know the ice. I make sure you don't fall in the ice.
Also, the club thing where Buck was scared of the club, that wasn't in the book.
Yeah.
He had, in the book, he did get knocked out by the club.
Yeah.
But
it didn't show off as much that like he was like afraid of the punishment.
What he was scared of the most, they did put it in the movie.
Yeah.
The whip. It was a whip in the book, not a club.
That's definitely the studio being like, we don't want to show off dogs getting whipped. We're gonna put in a club, and we might show minor bits of them getting hit by a club.
That change, I'm okay with because it's basically the same.
It's the same thing, and it's just less whipping.
Yeah.
So, it's dog getting run into something or having something run into him less graphic than I'ma whip you. So that makes sense.
The villain in the movie, like the guy that shoots Prospector at the end, he didn't have like a woman with him. He didn't have.
He is just looking for the gold.
Yeah,
and
him buying the dogs was just added in.
Yeah,
in the book, I'm pretty sure he just stole them.
Yeah,
and I don't remember the dogs running away.
No, I think the whole point of that, ran away. They drowned. Let's be honest. They don't show up again. They're dead.
Yeah,
in the movie, if you walk off screen and somebody says something happened to you, they're dead. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Probably that woman he was with, that guy he was with, all the dogs dead, and he's the only one that lived. Of course he was.
Yeah. They might not be dead, but if they're not dead, the dogs are dead.
Everything about the Prospector was added in.
Yeah.
The Prospector in the movie was much more sadder because they talked about a son dying. That wasn't in the book. They talk about.
But you're saying he's sadder in the book than in this? Oh,
in the book, he was a happy-go-loving fellow.
Oh, okay.
Nothing bad happened to him, and he was a prospector.
Oh,
that's also a thing.
Yeah.
In the movie, he's not a prospector.
Yeah.
Though he does still find gold, but he doesn't care about it.
His finding gold wasn't the point.
Yeah, I don't know about his family kind of thing. In the book, it didn't mention anything about family.
Yeah.
He was just a happy-go guy.
Yeah.
Besides them adding that into the movie, I still loved that. It was diving more into the characters.
Yeah, they wanted to expand the characters, but again, how much can you expand? I want gold.
Yeah. In
the
book, he was just a happy-go-loving guy.
Yeah.
Basically, you would think nothing would ever bad would happen to this guy.
Yeah, I get the feeling that might have been added. I don't want to say that was added by Harrison Ford. I guarantee that he wasn't directly responsible for that.
Also,
but I guarantee that at some point they're like, we're thinking about making this character a bit more depressed. And he's like, sure, why the fuck not?
Harrison Ford can play that.
Yeah, exactly.
In the book, there's nothing about drinking or anything. They added that into.
Yeah, well, I mean, they probably were going to put that in the book anyways. Even if that was happening.
I like the Prospector more in the movie than I do the book.
Yeah.
Mainly, that's also because it was Harrison Ford playing the Prospector.
I mean, even not being Harrison Ford, he's a very good role. It's just a very good role that's being taken up because it's basically the whole point of this guy is he is supposed to mirror Buck.
And also and also in the book, he didn't see this Prospector at random times.
Yeah, again, that was just to tie him in.
Tie him
a
in
lot of stuff they did to make the characters more fleshed out, tie them more into the story.
In the book, Buck got left by the guy who was whipping him. Mm-hmm. The villain in the movie. Mm-hmm. Buck got left on the ground out of nowhere, and the Prospector finds him.
Yeah.
the prospector didn't even know about Buck.
Yeah.
Until he finds him.
Yeah, here's the problem. Yeah, this is one of the things that you have to think about when going from a book to a movie. In the book, I haven't read it in a while, but I'm pretty sure the whole book is from Buck's point of view. It's not really like, we're not seeing a movie of it. We're seeing just what he's seeing.
Yeah.
And in this movie, we're not. We are seeing what he's seeing, but we're also seeing the people and everything else around him. So you have to kind of expand stuff, because, like, just having a random guy come out of nowhere to save the dog makes less sense from a movie perspective, because you have to see this guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's why some of the creative liberties have to be taken, just to be like, let's tie these characters in together. They need to make more sense as to why he's showing up and saving this dog.
Yeah. So all of that was added in.
Yeah.
I also want to take a second to talk about Buck. Buck, I actually liked the dog in the movie, don't get me wrong.
Dog was great.
I think it was the right kind of breed, because Buck in the movie was the same kind of breed like the medical dog. Basically it's one of those dogs that have the medicine on his collar.
He's the stereotypical medicine dog. Yeah.
In the book, he wasn't that breed.
Mm-hmm.
He was not a golden retriever. He was basically a cross between a husky and a wild dog. So, that's what he was in the book.
Yeah.
In fact, if they would have went with that kind of dog, that would have made more sense in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can see that kind of dog see a wolf or something like that, Call of the Wild. You don't really see that with this dog, or at least that's how I felt. But then as the movie went on, I'm like, okay, I'll give into this. I actually kind of like how he can see some kind of dark wolf of, like, his ancestor or whatever.
Yeah, that still fits pretty well into what the movie is, or the book was about.
So I'm like, okay, I don't care about the change.
Saint Bernard. That's the dog type.
That's the one in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one you were trying to think of.
Yeah, Saint Bernard in
Medical
the movie is fine. It's just, say if they actually went with the wild dog cross from the book, it would have made more sense that he'd be accepted into like a wolf pack.
But again, you've got to go back to, this dog is supposed to have just been from a normal everyday house. So then they would have to explain why the heck the original family had this weird dog wolf hybrid.
Dog.
Yeah. And they didn't want to do that. That didn't make as much sense.
But yeah, Buck getting stolen was basically accurate, except...
Yeah, I was gonna say, like...
except they actually caught him with a rope and forced him to walk away.
He was less...
But...
Yeah,
they made him bigger in the movie.
Yeah, they definitely played up the fact that he likes food in this movie. Yeah.
I
was gonna say,
Buck
in
the...
go ahead.
Yeah, Buck in the book was not that energetic.
Yeah. Like, I do have to say, the one sad thing is that we never really get to see what the fuck happens to his family at all. And I'm sure that's actually in the book, too. We never really hear about from that family ever again. They're just there.
The first family? Yeah. The first family, nothing in the book.
Exactly.
After that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not something they could really do much about.
No,
they could have added to it. But, like, do we really need to?
No, they don't.
Like, yeah.
Like, they could have shown a scene them searching for him.
Yeah, they could have shown, like, one scene of that, and that'd be it. But, we never see anything about that, but again, that fits the book.
It didn't...
Because, again, it is following the dog.
It's following the dog, not necessarily the people.
Yeah. The only person... I will say, that's the only thing that does make this more of a movie, is that you do follow the crazy guy a little bit more than you would. You follow the drunk guy, the prospector, a little bit more than you would if it was just literally from his perspective.
I guess he is the drunk guy.
Well,
more like the depressed guy.
Yeah,
because he's not the prospector anymore.
Yeah, like the prospector's the crazy guy. This guy is just the drunk who lost his son.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so like those scenes are definitely added so that it's a movie. But like, yeah, so...
Yeah, and also the ending where the villain got killed was improvised. Okay, so in the movie, he gets killed by a burning little hut. In the book, freaking Buck mauls him to death.
Yeah, and again, they just didn't
They-
want to. They didn't want to make him that bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
So it's like the worst we can do is have him push him into a burning building.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Again, guys, they do not want to leave kids crying. Why did the dog murder the man, Daddy?
Now, the bear, that was actually in the book. Same, yeah.
That same damn sad
That
bear.
Same damn sad
I
bear.
feel bad for
Buck
that.
was telling them to get the fuck out of my way.
I feel bad for that bear. It's just like, this is my river, damn it. I just want to eat my fish. Get out of my river, bitch.
Yeah, Buck, yeah, that was an actual thing they
It's
took
so
out of the
sad.
book. It was so great.
It's so sad, but great. Just like, God damn it,
In
boy.
movie form, it looks so much sad.
The bear's just sad, just backing up like, oh, I don't want to deal with this.
In the book, they kind of tussle a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And then...
I get the feeling they definitely have in the movie, too. They just didn't show it. But, like, I definitely bet that they, at some point, fought.
But
in the
movie,
just so
they just made it funnier.
Yeah, just...
But in the book, they actually do a little bit of a swipe
Yeah.
fight. And then the bear stands up on its hind legs and... I almost want to say Balto.
Balto. Yeah, basically.
Buck in the book just keeps barking at him, and eventually the bear gives in and
Yeah.
runs off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of like the emotion in this movie, you're definitely gonna feel the emotion in this movie. They definitely do a very good job
Oh yeah.
with a lot of these movies.
I almost
they
cried.
do a very good job of making you feel for the dog.
I almost cried a couple times. Not
Yeah.
necessarily for the dog, it was for the prospector.
Well, that too. The prospector's also very good, but like they do a very good job of making you feel like very sad when the dog's feeling sad.
I also like how
Music's
they
very good.
Yeah, I also like how they did in the movie.
Yeah.
They had a pack work as one.
Yes.
In the book, the dogs didn't do shit for Buck.
Yeah.
They didn't care about him because they were captured dogs too.
Yeah.
In the
well,
book.
and you get this. Yeah, and I think part of the reason for that is they're establishing this is a mail carrier. He's been doing this for a while. Well,
Yeah.
even honestly, this works even for him not being a mail carrier.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck he did in the book, he's been doing it a while. All these dogs were not fresh captures. They've been there for a while.
Oh,
So they're gonna follow what the guy says, and specifically what he tells the lead dog to do.
Yeah. Both packs in the book, they didn't do anything for Buck.
Yeah.
But it makes more sense that in the movie, it
Yeah,
makes more sense the dogs follow him because he's the leader now.
Yeah,
in the book,
So even in the
he
book, he
becomes
becomes
the
the leader,
leader.
and they still don't do anything.
they
for him.
still don't do shit with the pack. The pack just leaves him.
Okay, that I'd say that makes a lot more sense to change because the whole point is to show the story of the dog becoming a
bond.
leader.
Yeah.
And especially since the other dog is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
To the
Yeah.
Like-
The Spitz was a bastard.
yeah
To the first pack, and Buck saves them. In the book, kinda, and
yeah
well, okay, in the book, Buck just challenged Spit to become leader because Spit was a jerk to him.
yeah.
It wasn't a jerk to the other dogs, it was just to Buck.
Yeah.
And so
I
Buck
get you.
kills him and becomes leader, and they don't do anything with the first
Yeah.
or second pack
Yeah.
at all.
Still saying you would love the Survivor series because I don't want to say they read Call of the Wild beforehand and literally based their books on
Yeah.
Call of the Wild. They sort of did that.
Sorta.
There's
I gotta read it. sometime.
you should. But yeah. Anyways. But yeah, I think we've covered the book enough. I think we've covered like how close it is to the book. It's decently close to the book.
Yeah.
In as much as
It did the book great.
it made changes that it needed to tell a story that was.
I want to
more
mention one
connected.
thing in the book, and it's
Uh-huh.
probably the biggest moment in the book.
Yeah.
The prospector dies.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's the same thing that happened. They just didn't really show it on camera.
Yeah.
That's the same thing that happened in the movie.
Yeah.
Prospector dies.
Oh no, he totally died. That was.
And here's the thing.
He left, but he was dead.
Okay, in the book, I think Buck just leaves him. There
And
to-
that's the.
Just leaves the body. But in
Yeah.
the movie, I'm more worried because Buck joined the wolves
Yeah,
too
I don't.
early in the movie.
Yeah, I don't think
What
that.
makes me worried
I don't
is
know. I don't think that he ate the prospector.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
think they did that.
I'm like,
Again, he's in charge of these wolves. And also that area.
so
seems
he's
to
just
be
gonna leave him to
Yeah.
just compose,
Yeah,
just like in the
something
book.
else will have eaten him.
Yeah.
But no. Also, the wolves, it seemed, weren't part of that area. Like they weren't in that specific area. So I think that was outside their realm, anyways.
Yeah.
Um,
There's also one more change.
Mhm.
The canoe ride. Honestly, I loved it.
Canoe ride was great.
The canoe ride in the movie was great. That was added in.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about canoe ride in the book.
Yeah.
But anyways,
But yeah.
this movie.
The movie is, let's say it this way, in terms of being faithful to the book, the movie is good for that. Like,
Good.
yes, they made changes, but the changes are not bad changes. They're
Right.
all changes that make sense, changes that help tell the story, and still are faithful
Yeah.
to the book.
Now, is it a
Out-
good?
Yeah.
Is
Ignoring that, is
yeah.
it a good movie? Ignoring the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a good
Yes.
fucking movie.
It was a fucking good movie. It's probably the best book movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
I'd say it's the
actually-
best book movie, but
I
I've
actually
watched too
think-
many book movies.
Yeah, I actually think it's better than Harry Potter.
Yeah, I don't think I'd say that. But, like, these two movies are not the same genre at all. Like, nowhere near each other. So, like, I don't think they need to, one, be better than the other. But, like, in terms of, is this a good movie? It is absolutely a good movie.
I'm probably going to get
If-
backlash
yeah.
for saying it's better than Harry Potter.
Maybe.
'Cause
Well, it depends on if you like Harry Potter or not.
I do
like,
like Harry
that's why I'm
Potter,
s-
but
yeah.
I didn't exactly enjoy the books. I enjoyed the first book. The first
Yeah.
book was good.
But no, that's
But
what-
when it went on, I'm like,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We don't even need to compare them. It's not really something that needs compared. It's just a question of, is this movie on its own a good movie? Yes.
It's a good
if
Harrison Ford movie,
Yeah,
too.
if you enjoy Harrison Ford, it's a good movie. If you enjoy movies about dogs, it's a good movie. If you enjoy The Call of the Wild and want to see a movie of it, it's a good movie of it.
It kind of reminded me, okay, there was a movie they did on a dog. I think it was an
Yeah.
Alaskan dog.
Yeah.
Do you remember the story? It's a true story. True story about how a dog just sat at a train station waiting for his owner to return. It kind of reminded me of that movie they did on that dog.
Sort of. But, like, I wouldn't, not plot-wise, but yeah, I get you. I get
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had the same feel to it.
It's good. Again, this movie is very good at making you feel for the dog and what's going on with him.
Yeah.
So,
Because this dog's been through everything. He
Yeah.
went through a shithole. He went through several masters. He went through becoming leader. Just everything.
Yeah.
To get to the point where he can be happy.
Yeah.
Even though he'll be sad every time he goes down to that valley in the movie.
Yep.
Because he'll remember the day the prospector died.
Yep. But that's also the point. The point is that they do that. He does that so that he remembers the past. He remembers what he's been through and what he has now.
Also, the one thing they added in was showing Buck getting a family.
Oh yeah.
In the book, it just says
Yeah.
he joined the wolves. That's it.
Yeah, and again, it's just for an outro scene.
Yep.
So like,
And
it basically does
again,
that in the movie
they
too.
ended the movie better than the book.
Yeah.
The book was a bland ending. But the movie, perfect ending.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you were saying on the way out that you're like, I wish that there was a sequel to the book. And as I was saying when leaving the theater, it's like, what could possibly be done? They would have to literally
A book about his children.
Yeah, they would literally have to either become like the Survivor series, like where it's just about the dogs now, or
Yeah.
like they would have to do something where it's like, humans come in and now we have to deal with that. So like,
Now,
I think it was a perfect spot to end. And I expect them to make more? No,
No.
it is
No.
ending here.
But
There
I
is no
do.
sequel.
Whoever directed this movie, get him on, like, book movies. Like, he did the book good.
Yeah, I don't. Well, that's the thing. I don't know if I don't want to say that like he would be great for any book movie, but he was
he's
definitely
good
for
animal
this
book
kind
movies.
of book movie.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do one, what are some of the other like pretty well known like movies like
Ooh,
like
you
I
mean
know
books.
yeah for book movies I know they have like they have for other animal movies like I know they got like Julie of
maybe-
the Wolves or something was one that I remember reading.
Maybe Vanishing Thunder.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of them they could probably come up with that like that you've read in school or like at one time or another.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he could do more of those. He might be able to do other, just book movies. I don't know.
But this kind of movie, he did great.
Did very good. Yeah.
So in conclusion,
good movie. Go watch.
Perfect.
So That's gonna be it, guys. We will come back with the next hot take on something. We have no idea. And it may be quite a long time. We have no idea when the next movie will come out.
Yep.
That we want to watch. But you will see us on that next movie, and we will give you our hot take. See you then.
Goodbye.